So you're hitting the gym 4 to 5 times per week. You think you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, but your body looks the same, the scale isn't moving, and none of your lifts are going up. It's pretty frustrating. Believe me, I get it. I've been there. But let's break down the real reasons as to why your progress might not only be slowing, it could be stuck. And I'm going to show you guys how I transformed my body completely in just under a year, following these 4 non-negotiables for not only muscle growth, but overall wellness. All right, so at this point, you're probably wondering how I transformed my body from this to that in just under a year. Let's get right into it. So I was training for close to about 8 years before I noticed any gains that were genuinely worthwhile. I would spend hours in the gym. I would actually eat pretty clean, but I wasn't prioritizing these things that I'm about to share with you all. Rule number 1, you have to be training hard. No matter what, no matter how, that is the key to muscle growth. You must break down your muscles in order for them to rebuild themselves bigger than they were before. That means training in the closest proximity to failure that you possibly can. And even beyond that, training to failure. There have been so many studies published on why training to failure is so beneficial and really how it's the only way for you to be able to progress in the gym. Non-negotiable number 2. This one is maybe the most important. Protein is the building block of muscle. With that said, you guys have got to be eating enough protein every single day. I cannot stress enough how important it is to make sure that you're hitting your protein goals. You want to be aiming for at least about 0.7 grams per pound of body weight, all the way up to about 1.2 grams per pound of body weight. What this really means is you want to be at least hitting that amount of protein in grams each day. For example, I weigh about 175 pounds. That means every single day, no matter what, I have to be eating at least 175 grams of protein. And I highly recommend that you all start early because catching up on your protein later on in the day can be a bit stressful and just filling overall. Since protein is the most satiating macronutrient. Protein shakes, protein bars, they're great, but they're called supplements for a reason. You guys have to be aiming to get your protein sources through whole foods. Non-negotiable number 3, eating enough calories. This one has historically been widely missed by many. I was the kid who always thought, no, as much food as I could possibly eat, I'll never be able to gain the weight. That is false. Like, science literally backs the fact that if you're eating in a caloric surplus, you will gain the weight. I've got no affiliation with MyFitnessPal, but I highly suggest that you guys check it out. It's the easiest way to truthfully keep track of what it is that you're eating. As far as figuring out how many calories you need to be at to either cut, maintain, or gain weight, there's a slew of calculators out there. Google it, look it up, whatever you have to do, you could definitely find that information. The goal of today's video was to be nice, short, sweet, and simple, straight to the point, without overwhelming anybody with too much information. We're about to get into non-negotiable number 4. So non-negotiable number 4 is perhaps the most simple aspect of what I've said today, though it is not the easiest by any means. And that is stay consistent for at least 1 to 3 years. That's right, I said it, 1 to 3 years. It sounds like a commitment, it is. That's what fitness is all about though. It's a lifelong commitment that you're making to yourself. Stay consistent, stay dialed for 1 year and watch your life completely change. Not only the fitness stuff or the nutrition stuff, but that all spills into every other aspect of your life. When I started to take my fitness goals seriously, I noticed every single aspect of my life got incrementally better, whether that be my career or even my relationships with people or the way that I viewed myself. Fitness was the foundation that I was looking for, the foundation that I truly needed to be able to put the pieces together. So staying consistent is overall the number 1 thing, in my opinion, that I find most important. I don't believe it's possible to outwork a bad diet, but staying consistently dialed is by far the most important aspect. It's better to be consistently good than occasionally great. Remember that. The goal of today's video was to keep things short, simple, and to the point. So I hope that's exactly what I've done. If you took anything away from this video that you found to be valuable, please follow along for more. Hit that subscribe button. Be sure to like and leave a comment below. I'll see you all in the next one.